While everybody's trying to sell the same AI agency cookie cutter bots with zero difference, smart business owners are quietly taking over the biggest market of them all. I'm talking about using AI not as the product, but as the engine behind proven service businesses. Services that businesses actually pay for and have been paying for years because they deliver real outcomes. In this video, I'll break down exactly how we're using AI to transform our done-for-you lead generation agency and why you need to make the pivot before your competitor does. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. So before we go ahead and jump into everything, you might be asking, like, why should I even listen to this guy in the first place? I do run a fully done for you dental marketing agency. We handle the full acquisition process from lead generation, lead qualification, and lead scheduling for our clients. My agency does about $70,000 per month every single month, and I'm utilizing this exact AI agency backed business model. We operate in about 70% margins. So as you can see, we're very profitable and we're actively scaling to multi six figures per month. So with that being said, let's go ahead and actually jump in to the exact reason why people are selling AI right now and how it's successful and how you can actually stand out in a crowded marketplace and what to actually do with this new AI backed agency business model. So first of all, some pros are there's a massive hype wave around AI. Basically anything with the term AI in it right now is going to sell. Now, the reason why is because a lot of business owners are insecure that they're going to be left behind if they don't utilize AI. So that's why AI voice agents are working really well right now. AI chatbots, AI automations, basically anything with the word AI in it is going to be able to sell if you position yourself the right way. So obviously that's a big pro, and there's a lot of money flowing towards the marketplace when it comes to AI. Of course, then we have our market and acquisition value. So if you are able to build an AI SaaS or an AI based service business successfully and get traction, you can get acquired anywhere from 8 to 9 figures. Now, of course, you have to have a very good service and your product market fit has to be perfect essentially, but just keep that in mind is that you can exit for life-changing money as well. Now, some cons around this as well. I know I just said it was also kind of a pro, but we have to look at both sides. So hype is a con as well because it becomes very hard to stand out in such a crowded marketplace. So as long as you're positioning yourself as unique and different, you will be able to have success. But then also you have to realize that when it is quote unquote oversaturated, that actually is a pro because you know there's a lot of money fluctuating to this type of market and to this type of solution. Now, another thing is that there is a small tech barrier, sometimes even massive, depending on what you're trying to build. Now, of course, if you're trying to build a SaaS that is valued at hundreds of millions of dollars, then you're going to have crazy development power so you can actually build the software. But if you're just looking to kind of white label AI chatbots, voice AI, just basically any type of white label AI SaaS will be replaced by a $50 subscription. So that is a massive con because at the end of the day, there's going to be massive companies that come out with solutions for $50 per month that are going to be able to replace your AI agent that you're selling because it's a commoditized service. Let's be honest. Everyone is basically selling voice AI or AI automations, something along these lines. Now, let's talk about how we actually use AI the right way to make more money. So AI backed agency is the answer in how to actually start printing effectively and sustainably. So let's talk about some pros. Now, there's timeless demand. Businesses are always going to need more lead generation, more appointment setting, more outreach, customer support, more marketing. And the thing about this is that businesses have paid for these forever. And when I say forever, I literally mean since the beginning of businesses. Businesses are always going to need more leads. Businesses are always going to need more customers. Businesses are always going to need more appointments. Businesses are always going to need more sales. They always need it. It's always in demand. Another pro is that it has a very scalable backend. So instead of building an agency army of VAs, editors, callers, you systemize it all with AI and have minimal human oversight. So you have lean operations and very, very large margins. Of course, your execution speed is 24/7, meaning you have automation set in place, your onboarding is streamlined, you have instant delivery speed, and quite frankly, no human team can actually match the level of output that you're getting with the AI. This is exactly what I'm doing right now. So we utilize AI slightly within our service, like AI setters on text message with the leads that we're generating for our clients, but we're really utilizing AI within the back end of our agency to streamline the whole operation within the backend, which allows us to have minimal headache. And of course, like I said, massive margins, allowing us to profit more and more every single month. And the more we scale, the more we're going to be able to profit. So that takes me over to what you can actually do to, first of all, make money, have an AI backed agency, and help businesses with minimal overhead and minimal headaches. So you don't have to do exactly what I'm doing for Dennis, but a good example would be maybe like the roofing industry. So your client might have the best roofing service, the best tools and expertise. They might have great testimonials and a whole bunch of money to invest. But what they might be lacking on is the sales or their leads or their online presence like social media, good websites, advertisements, or their ecosystem might suck, or their funnel, and of course, 100 other things like tech related stuff, or just even staying up to date on modern marketing strategies. So if you can come in and solve one of these things, or better yet, everything, you're going to be able to charge more and have a streamlined backend system. So if you can come in for your roofing client and fix their sales and leads problem, you're going to get paid for that. Or if you can fix their online presence, you're going to get paid for that. There's so many things that you can do, microservices, that will allow you to charge a lot of money. Because if you can solve the front end for a business, they're going to have to give you a portion, or you stop doing it for them, and then they lose that front end and they lose that business. So this is just a pure example of what you can actually do for a client like a roofer. You solve their sales, you solve their leads, or you solve all of these things, and you're able to monetize it and make money through this. So this is obviously what an agency does, right, guys? They solve problems for businesses and they get paid for the value that they're providing. But what happens if we automate the full process? So that starts with stage one, where most people are at. So they start by using tools for specific tasks like ChatGPT or Claude, which helps them with their research and copywriting. Or they even use Midjourney, Runway, Google VO for their ad creative, social post, or image creation or ideation. And then they have tools that depend from service to service. In your case, you might need different tools to increase efficiency. Now, it is, of course, dependent on what you're actually delivering for the client and the service that you're providing. But this is where most people are. They start to sign some clients and they start building out very simple systems. And this is where, like I said, most agencies end up, where they're just using very streamlined tools. But then that takes you over to stage two on how to actually start systemizing your whole agency with automations and AI. So you start to chain tools together into a single task automation. For example, like Go High Level, where you can automate your full onboarding process. So your client would onboard and submit their form, and then that creates the landing page. It creates their ad assets like ad creatives, and it actually writes their copywriting for you in a template. Of course, that you have to prompt these AIs and actually set up the automations. And of course, it'll set up your automated follow-ups with your workflows and all of your automations on text message for leads when you generate them for your clients. And of course, like I said, SMS and email lead notifications to the clients, email and Slack, so it can auto set up your Slack, and of course, auto set up the email for new lead notifications, and then obviously build out the full CRM pipeline for your client. And this is all done with automation and chaining everything together for a single task automation to fully streamline your whole onboarding process. This is when shit starts to get really juicy, because now you can actually start to scale very efficiently with minimal headache and minimal overhead. This takes me over to stage three, where now you're actually starting to print six figures and multi six figures every single month, which is an all-in-one integrated ecosystem. For example, like Make.com for your workflows. So it'll have centralized integrator. So it connects to all tools like Facebook advertisements, Go High Level, Hot Prospector, Slack, every software that you need. It'll have lead routing. So when you generate leads on Facebook, they're all pushed into a CRM. For example, Go High Level, and also Hot Prospector for your dialer. It'll automate your team notifications. So it'll build out Slack and email alerts for your team to instantly get notified of new leads or updates or tasks, anything that you actually need it. And then of course, cross tool syncing. So you can keep data consistent between multiple platforms like Google Sheets, your CRM, Hot Prospector, Slack. It's so important and it's so effective because it allows you to scale so effectively. You can have fully automated tasks. So repetitive actions like assign leads to notified callers or update your pipeline, they're all executed automatically, allowing you to have peace of mind and scale once again. And you can have company operations hub. So every employee sees real-time data and no manual passing of info. Obviously, this allows to have correct data and no human error, which is so big when you're trying to scale your ads or scale your clients' ads or actually track the effective data in order to scale. And of course, you have a actual scalable framework as well. So easy to add new integrations as company grows, and you just continue to build off the foundation that you already have. And that's exactly what I've been able to do at our agency. We've streamlined the whole backend process, so we have such minimal headache, because once we know we submit the onboarding form, the whole onboarding process is already done for our client, which allows us to continue to sign more and more clients every single week. And the thing about this, guys, is that 90% of agency owners are not doing stage 3, 70% of agency owners aren't even doing stage 2. And that's why only 1% of agency owners can actually scale past 100K per month, is because they're not getting to this level. And that's exactly why if you implement these, you're going to be able to scale to 6 figures per month way easier and with way less headache. So that basically wraps up the whole video. And this is the exact feature on how businesses will operate in the era of AI. It's more systemized workflow backed by AI, less human labor. Essentially, you have to evolve now or cry later. And I provide all of my information for absolutely free of cost. But if you also want the implementation, like basically all of the snapshots, all of the automations, all of the workflows, and basically all of my operations within the back end of my agency, then feel free to shoot me a DM on Instagram and we can maybe work together and work something out. Also, go ahead and check out my vlog channel over here to the right. It's where I upload weekly vlogs about my life. And then also make sure to go ahead and drop me a follow on Instagram right here at Tyler Mihawk. And also don't forget, guys, to go ahead and join the free Discord down in the description. There's a wide variety of agency owners here, people starting all the way at zero, all the way up to $70,000 per month in this Discord. So definitely make sure to go ahead and join that free Discord. The link will be in the description. And with that being said, guys, that was the video, and I hope you found value.